Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Today, inshallah, we will begin the first of many conversations with Ustad Ikram Haq, author of the contemporary Seerah book, Muhammad, son of Abraham, brother of Moses, successor of Jesus. May God peace and blessings be upon them. Ustad Ikram Haq, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Ustad Ikram, throughout the centuries, major Muslim scholars have written about the life of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. What is new in your book? Why should be people reading your book those instead of reading those that are written by Ibn Ishaq, Ibn Hisham, and Ibn Sa'd?
That's a great question. One that I myself asked, why should I even attempt to write a book on the seerah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when major giant among Muslim scholars have already done so? And a simple answer that I found is that those books were written for another time, and many of them were scholarly in nature that masses could not benefit from. Some of them were written in old English, for example, in our contemporary times. And also, many just told the story of the Sirah, the incidents that happened in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, but not why those incidents happened. One unique feature of this book is that I am not just retelling the story of the Prophet ﷺ's life and times, but I am also asking questions about why those incidents might have happened, and if so, what kind of lessons uh, can we derive from those incidents and apply to our lives today to solve our problems. Also, this book has a section called Reflections. Every now and then, when I'm discussing some important and profound incidents in the life of the Prophet ﷺ, I pause to reflect on those incidents and I invite the readers also to reflect alongside me. And one most important feature of this book is that tries to create a connection, a bridge between Abrahamic faiths, uh, between Islam and the Judeo-Christian tradition that the Prophet Muhammad was upon the same religion, same beliefs as the prophets before him, Abraham, Moses, and Jesus.
Excellent response. Thank you very much for the explanation, Ustad Ikram. Oh, what a wonderful way to explain that this book is needed because it has reflections time and again within the book that relates the incidences and stories of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's time to the current time and makes the readers think about how they relate to our current life. And that is a wonderful way of gaining wisdom from this book. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers, I have a request for you before we go further. And Ustad Ikram, don't go away. I have a follow-up questions for you. So, viewers, please subscribe to our channel. Please share the link and allow notifications from this channel because we are planning to do more exciting videos with Ustad Ikram in future. Ustad Ikram, my follow-up question is that you have chosen a rather unique and uncommon name for the title of the book, Muhammad, son of Abraham, brother of Moses, successor of Jesus. What's the story behind this?
Yes, very interesting story. As I was planning to write this book, I was thinking about the misperception, common misunderstandings about the Prophet ﷺ in the Western hemisphere, Western countries. So, how could I convey the message of his noble seerah to Christians and Jews? How could I tell them that the Prophet Muhammad is connected to all of the believers of the past through the lines of prophecy, the prophethood that Allah created from Adam to Muhammad and all the prophets in between? So this title addresses that. So it says, son of Abraham. Muhammad, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, is the son of Abraham. How is he the son of Abraham? Because he is a descendant of Prophet Abraham. He's not the biological son of Abraham, but he is the spiritual son of Abraham, and he's the descendant of Abraham. And the Prophet himself said that I am the prayer of my father Abraham. So when Abraham was building the Kaaba in Mecca, along with his older son Ishmael, the only son at that point, he prayed to Allah that, oh Allah, send the Arabs a messenger from amongst them who will teach them your book and purify them and teach them the wisdom. Teach them wisdom, meaning the sunnah of the Prophet. So many years later, from the offspring of Ismail alayhi salam, came Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then the Prophet also said that I am the gospel, the good news of Jesus. And the good news of Jesus is that when Jesus was leaving the scene, he told his disciples that after me will come a messenger whose name will be Ahmed. Ahmed. And Ahmed and Muhammad come from the same root word that means the praised one. Jesus also said to the disciples that mm, there will be a comforter who will abide with you forever. And he is basically referring to the Prophet Muhammad. And then he said, I have many things to say unto you, but you will not be able to bear them now. Howbeit that the Spirit of the truth come and reside with you and guide you to all that God inspires him to say. So Muslim scholars are unanimous that these references are to our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. However, the Christian and Jewish scholars have a different take, a different interpretation. They interpret it differently. And lastly, the Prophet Muhammad uh, beautifully summed up his connection with other prophets of the past. So he said, my parable among the prophets is that of a man who built a house and did an excellent and complete job, except for the space of one brick which he left unfilled. People began to go around this house, admiring it and saying, if only that brick were put in its place. And he said, I am that brick. I, I am that brick among the prophets, and the prophethood ends with me. And one final point, the Prophet Muhammad, and that's what the title is trying to message, send that message, that the Prophet Muhammad was a monotheist, and just like Prophet Abraham and Jesus and Moses. So the first of the 10 commandments uh, says, essentially, I'm paraphrasing, worship one God. There you have no other God beside God. So worship one God. When somebody came to Jesus alayhi salam, Prophet Isa, and asked him, how can I uh, attain eternal life, meaning that how can I have salvation in the hereafter? And Jesus referred him to the first of the 10 commandments, worship one God. And when the Prophet Muhammad came, and he said, Qul huwallahu ahad, say Allah is indivisibly and uniquely one. So you see that all of these prophets were monotheists, and they brought the same message of Tawheed, of La ilaha illallah, meaning that there is no God but God. There is no one worthy of worship except one God.
Excellent. Indeed, there is no one worthy of worship except one God. And what a wonderful explanation, and how wonderfully your book links the three great prophets together, confirms the fact that, it is the same religion. And this book will go a long way, Sadiq Ram, in bringing interfaith harmony, which is the biggest need of the time.